Hello my scrappy friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I am playing with Echo Park's Wise Men Still Seek Him paper collection. It is the collection, and I also have a sticker sheet that came as part of the collection. It's been in my stash for a little while. I think I either got it in a warehouse box, not quite sure. And here's the inspiration that I'm using. It is from a close to my heart consultant, Joanne Walton. And she has a website called Create with Heart, but I found it on Pinterest. You know, that's how I roll. So I'm staying pretty true to her first page. So here you see the wood grain is from my stash, and the plaid paper is a 10 by 8 cutout, and the strips of paper are from the collection, obviously, and they're 2.5 inches wide. I've staggered them, and I've also popped up the bottom edges so that those edges at the top and the bottom have some dimension to them, because the rest of the layers are just gonna more than likely be flat at this point. I'm not 100% sure. I've gone through the sticker sheet, and here's what I'm showing you, the different embellishments that I have selected so far from the sticker sheet that I think go. I've popped those on with some foam squares, and just for some added dimension. So I haven't adhered them, but this is kind of my process. I'm going to the second page now. I had to flip the layout from where it was in the initial inspiration, because of the orientation of my photos. And so you'll see that I used and repeated the same strips of paper, but just in this orientation, and fishtailed it to the left hand side of the layout, because I knew I definitely wanted to do some type of cluster at the bottom right. I'm showing you a something I have die cut with that metal die there, that's like a tag. And for this, I've just used a positive and a negative of that cutout, just to give it some interest, so that it kind of differentiates from the burgundy on burgundy type color on that paper. Here I'm just using some little strips from the branding strips, and I'm putting that as anchors for that tree. So that's pretty much it from the sticker sheet. And here I'm bringing in a third page. I don't normally do a third page, but you know, we took a lot of pictures in 2020, at least my family did. And so here you'll see that I have the base that I did from the pattern paper in the collection, and I matted my cream cardstock from my stash. I've taken again the 3 strips, distressed the ends, and kind of just layered the photos on here. So I'm just letting you guys know, like, this is what I'm starting with all of these 3 photos. I know I will definitely need to go into my stash. This is my color binder primarily for die cuts. I have learned, you'll see along the way here, that I initially did put some stickers in here, but that is not ever a good idea, particularly if they're super sticky. You'll have a harder time. With die cuts, you'll see me, I go through these pretty quickly. I'm trying to pull in the colors in the collection. So the collection has off-white or cream, burgundy, black. It has this kind of mustardy yellow, but it's like a deep mustardy yellow toned, some gray, but not a ton of gray. So I'm looking here for the burgundy, I think. And you'll see me struggle with the yellow. I've sped this up 4 times the normal speed because I was really struggling. I was really struggling with this one for sure. So then I think about it afterwards, but then I remember and you'll see this eventually, you'll see that I come back to the gold. But when I initially created this, this was already a album that was in my stash. I had previously used it, and it was just sitting around with nothing in it. And I watched Janet from RTS Scrapbooking show her color binders, and I decided to try my die cuts in here because I was keeping them in a color binder in paper CD sleeves, and I was having to dump them out. There were so many of them because these, I don't consider that these have a theme. So here I'm just going through the second layout and just trying to pick out some additional ephemera for that as well. So but you'll see me bring in my color drawers as well. So I pretty much, a scrapper that likes to scrap by color. When I look for things, I tend to gravitate to looking for them by color. Not always, but most of the time. So I'm just pulling more things in for that second page. Some of the things, some of these die cuts I'm bringing in, you'll see that one right there to the right has a little bit of turquoise, but I'm not thinking about using the whole thing. What I'm thinking about doing is cutting out that fussy cutting out that camera because it is that cream and black. Here I'm going through for the third page and pulling out that kind of, oh, see, you see me rip that sticker. That's because that was one of the OG stickers that I put in there, and the other ones come up with no problem, but that particular one was just probably a really sticky sticker. So here I am. I think I'm finished up, and now this is my color drawers. These are by Snapware. I got mine at Joann's. They're stackable, which is the reason why I picked them out. I'm showing you the dimensions, but my editing screen is so little, I'm not 100% sure if it's 6 by 9. I don't remember, guys. You'll probably be able to see it a little bit better, but this is like the color lump and bump with no theme. So some of these things I've just had in my stash for a long time. My enamel dots used to live in here, a complete mess. So I decided to take the suggestion from Mercy Tiara, Tracy Banks. She's another YouTuber, and this is what she did. I cut this the paper to fit into my these particular drawers so that they were a little bit versatile. I could fit more on them. But this is has been working so well for me for the past I would say probably a couple of years. I've had this, and maybe I set it up during 2020. I can't even remember, but it's working out so well. It's so easy for me to see what I have, and yeah. So here I'm just showing you my clusters, what I have finished the layouts. I will do close-ups of some of the clusters. Oh my goodness, words. And so you'll see that I ended up doing 3 different ones on that page. And I did end up using my metal dies. I used all 3, but only obviously selected one. There I'm showing you, I believe that's the one I ended up choosing. I don't know who they're by. I have very few dies, and the ones I do have are very versatile. That one I cut too close to the edge, so it didn't, it was too close to the edge of the, my platform. But I just decided to keep those in my stash because I will be making, I think, another set of layouts with this collection. So I want to keep those handy. So, you'll see that the clusters are there with the enamel dots. I made sure that all of the colors were there. Yeah. And here is the third one. I ended up using that matte gold embellishments from my stash. It was perfect because they kind of resembled that doily on the second page. Just brought in some things from my stash here. And so here are the close-ups of the different clusters. I love this one. I was like, ooh, I made it look fancy. And here is that the die cut that I kind of just backed, that sticker. This was a sticker that I ended up fussy cutting out. Not this one, the nativity scene. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you will come back.